This episode of Produce 48 is brought to you by the collective tears of every single trainee who cried in this episode. I actually think every single trainee cried, and I'm actually pretty certain that their amount of tears could fill up a kiddie pool easily. Hi guys! Welcome back to my episode recaps for Produce 48 / Produce 101 Season 3. Where we combine K-pop trainees and AKB48 members in the hopes of making them one big supergroup. We are going to dive right back into things because we are still not done with all of the auditions, but more on that later. So the episode starts with Lee Sung-gi sitting in an office watching the auditions that have just happened. Lee Sung-gi actually makes a really interesting observation while he's watching the auditions. He says that while the Korean trainees are being remembered more for their skill, the Japanese trainees are being remembered more for their unique personalities. And if Yamada Noe has showed us anything, it is that personality gets you really far if you lack the inhuman talent that the K-pop trainees have. So we go right back to the remaining auditions, and we start off with two groups with a common theme. Don't underestimate us because we're young. So we've got the CNC K-pop trainees and we've got 3 AKB girls. This is shown, of course, instead of the Sakura and or Jurina performances that we were meant to get, as was the cliffhanger ending of the first episode. I feel very attacked right now. Anyway, AKB goes first, but what they have in irrefutable cuteness, they kinda lack in vocals, so they get D's and F's respectively. CNC though, they got something to prove, yo, and they do it by doing a rap song by Iggy Azalea about flipping the middle finger and pushing like drug dealers. Who's picking the songs again? Lee Ha-yoon is next, and she is notable for being from the same agency as Chungha, obviously one of the winners of the first season of Produce 101 and a group member in IOI. Ha-yoon tries to sing and dance at the same time and only really succeeds in doing one of those things. But Savior Cheetah has asked Ha-yoon to sing standing still, and JK, she's actually a really good singer, so they give her an A. Chungha would be proud. Okay, alright, I get it, okay? I get it. Mnet needs to get a new editor, or just stop what they're doing. I'm already super frustrated at the continuity errors in their editing. We're at episode 2, and yet they're showing Sakura and Jurina talking in the back and saying how no Japanese trainee has gotten an A, when we, the audience, have just seen that Miyu got the first A, and even Saho in her same group got a B. I get it's for like dramatic effect, but if you're going to put that sort of dialogue in the show, make it with continuity in mind. Finally, Jurina! Yay! I love that Jurina is a celebrity even in her own group. From everybody standing up when she enters the room to that one girl who was like, yeah, I totally had pork belly with Jurina and it was awesome. Like, it's so funny to see. And of course, Mnet wastes no time in bringing up election drama within the AKB general elections that had only happened a couple of days prior to the airing of episode 2. So the way that the general elections work is that they gather all of the AKB girls. They are fan voted for top 100 ranks, and this determines who will be in a song, who will be in an A-side or B-side, who will be on an album cover, who will be in the music videos, who will be the center. So it is very much a parallel to Produce 48. So following the recent elections, it was revealed that where Sakura last year was number 1 and Jurina was number 3, they completely flipped, and Sakura is number 3, with Jurina now being the number 1. So now there's kind of a new rivalry going on, more so than there was before. So maybe Sakura feels more pressured to take this number 1 spot? Anyway, Jurina walks on stage with the confidence of... I can't think of anybody more confidently walking on a stage than her. And she performs Itano Tomomi's Dear J, What a Hero. Yoonjung, however, is now the enemy, saying that while Jurina's performance was good, she may not be quite what the show is looking for. I'm not quite sure what that means. Nonetheless, they give Jurina a B, which is completely fair. We get a 10-minute break because everybody is tired as heck, and the judges randomly bring up that one time on Produce 101 Season 2 when one of the contestants danced to the Pick Me song from Produce 101 Season 1 and kind of rejuvenated everybody, got their energy and spirits back up. As if on cue, a song plays, and as if knowing a bunch of the girls went to the stage to dance to it, how did they know to dance on the stage? The song that's playing is apparently kind of a throwback to that memory the judges were speaking about, as it is Produce 101 Season 2's Pick Me song. But what the real highlight of the show was for me was immediately after that song ended, AKB's Heavy Rotation played up, and everybody loses their minds, and even the judges look around and they're like, what is this song? What's going on? And I'm with them, like, how do they all know the song and the dance? How? Either way, it's hilarious and so much fun. Everybody's having a great time. The Japanese girls are also dancing, not on the stage, but by their own seats. I wish the Japanese girls had gone on stage to dance. Darn it. We get right back into auditions, and NMB48 is next, led by Shiroma Miru, and her eye smiles. She's confident that their group will do well. She thinks that their group's actually better than most of the AKB groups in general. I like a girl with confidence. And they do their own song again, but like the Celeb 5 song, this song is more on the silly side. It's called Funny People, and it has catchy dance moves and easy to sing along to verses. Miru and her eye smiles get a B, while everybody else ranges from C's to F's, which is not a bad mix, all things considered. Stone Entertainment comes up next, including Jung Yuri, who is from Fromis 9. Fromis, whatever. She is already in a group that debuted. Why is she on the show? Any logical person would ask. She felt like even though she did an audition show already, Idol School, and successfully made it onto a group, she feels like she didn't really get the training necessary and always feels behind when learning choreography. It's a very noble cause, and I commend her for putting herself out there again in order to give herself more experience, but because she's only here for the experience, I don't know if she'll make it to the final 12 group. I'm not sure what the end goal here is. The Stone Entertainment trainees do NCT's Chewing Gum, which is infinitely a better song when the girls sing it. I love that after the song is done, you think the judges are going to focus more on Yuri, but no, they go to her fellow agency member Yuri and say, hey, can you sing for us? I love the tone of her voice, the judges do too. She gets an A, and not Yuri. Yuri gets a B, and I like how open she is with how jealous she is. The three girls auditioning next are apparently really popular within their AKB group, including Takahashi Juri and Muto Tomu, who has been one of my favorite people to watch the reactions from in the audience. Takahashi Juri is all of us, the closet K-pop fan. You can tell she's a fan. I see you. I relate to you. They do Blackpink's Playing with Fire. Their dancing is also fire. They are easily the best dancers of all of the J trainees that have gone up so far. Their pronunciation of Korean is also really good, except for Tomu, but honestly, I didn't really hear a difference in pronunciation. It kind of sounds like when I sing to K-pop in my car. Hooray, hooray! Judy gets a B! Being a closet K-pop fan paid off for her. Meanwhile, Tomu gets a D, which at least she didn't get an F. Next up is A-Team's Choyeon, who has her eyes on the prize. She has come prepared with multiple songs, dances, and monkey impressions, which I will pay her to never ever do again. There's another coincidental rivalry between her and Yoojin of Blockberry Creative because they are both doing Hyuna's lip and hip. Yoojin establishes that she has strong facial features and people think that she looks like Hyuna, but she proves that looks aren't everything because she gets a C because she just cannot sing and dance at the same time. Choyeon is leagues better than Yoojin ever could have hoped to be, and she can sing super steadily while dancing intensely like that. Choyeon rightfully gets an A, and I can never listen to BTS's Fire again without laughing. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, besides those other two moments, Sakura performs. Everybody has high expectations of her, and rightly so, not only because of how promoted she's been, but also because she is/was the center of her group. There's a lot of expectation coming from not just the judges, but from her fellow AKB members. She appeared on the show to see if she is as popular as she is based on her talent. This is a lot of heavy self-doubt and sadness made worse by Mnet showing her third place speech, in which she says that she wishes she could have gotten first place at her general elections again, but she guesses she wasn't good enough. Ouch. Also, did she wear the same outfit to her general elections as she did for the auditions? They look very similar. So now she has something to prove with her performance of an AKB song. And she does okay. Like, she holds her own and she's pretty steady. The dancing was kind of weak in the beginning, but she eventually got her groove, which was good. But an A? Really? I'm not the only person who's confused about this grade, and after the explanation from the judges, I kind of get it. In the end, we only get 2 Japanese trainees as A's, Sakura and Miyu. Nobody else really comes even close. And the judges say they gave her an A because they saw a fire in her, and they think she'd be a good example for the other AKB members to strive to get to an A. And I kind of get it, but like, if it was any other AKB girl doing as well as she did in her audition, they would not have gotten an A. Nonetheless, the auditions are now over with her being the last one shown, and the breakdown goes as follows. I made sure to mark this because the differentials between Korean and Japanese are pretty huge. We get 15 girls total in the A rank, with 2 of them being Japanese. We get 25 girls total in the B rank, with 4 of them being Japanese. We get 22 C rank girls total, with 5 of the girls being Japanese. We get 15 D rank girls, with 4 of them being Korean. And we get 19 F rank girls, with 2 of them being Korean. See what I mean about the differential? It's pretty steep. Wait a minute, we didn't get so many performances. We didn't even get the performance for the girl who took the #1 seat, the XYG trainee. I get that you can't show everybody, but God, there's just certain people that, like, you'd think it'd make sense to show, including the girl who took the #1 seat. From this point forward, the girls will now be grouped by their rankings, A through F, and the training now begins with the title song, Pick Me / Nekoya. I'm also really glad that the Japanese girls were confused by the title, since Neko means cat in Japanese, because that's literally the first thing I thought of too. Oh snap, when they play the song out though, it starts off in Korean but slowly transitions into having Japanese lyrics, and the judges state the obvious, where they're going to make a girl group that is international, so knowing Korean and Japanese lyrics are kind of a given. It's game-changing, but also like, duh. They will also get the chance to perform this song on M Countdown, but the twist is that if a girl ranked an F, she will not perform on the stage, but as backup dancers. But, gotta love all these twists, there will be a re-ranking in 3 days' time, and the re-ranked ones will be the girls who end up in their final positions for performing Nekoya. That means a girl could actually shoot up from an F to an A or an A to an F. Nobody should feel safe, nothing has been totally decided. It all depends on how well they learn the Pick Me song and dance, and how well they do in their video evaluations. The perks of being a center this year as opposed to other years, although it made no difference to me, was that the winning center girl will get exclusive solo camera time when the Pick Me song is performed. And only A-rank girls can compete for the center, which gives all the other girls incentive to try to strive to be an A class. It's also noted that any person who has been ranked the center for the M Countdown performance has made it on into the final group. Will the trend continue?